Hello, everyone. My name is Ranger Walker. It's the first time going live on the YouTube, and yeah, so just getting the hang of this. You see, I meant to, go on live the other 3 nights ago, but you see, had to get you setting this whole thing up. You see, I wanted to talk about the hypocrisy of American society. You see, many of you remember like a few months back or a month, maybe, I forgot, when Kevin Hart had stepped down from the Oscars because of some tweet he made about gays in what, '09, 2010. And and then somehow they, whoever it was, white power, they was digging up that information for the I don't know what was the purpose of them digging for that information. All I know is that I'm trying to understand is what the hell does that have to do with the Oscars? And on top of that, he had was confronted and questioned about that 4 years ago in 2015, and he had made his statement and he explained himself, and that was it. But you see, it wasn't about so much of a tweet, it was about what he said about, and it, because the tweet said, and I quote, "If my son come home and I catch him playing with a dollhouse, I will take the house and break it over his head and say that's gay." And it wasn't so much about what he said about breaking a dollhouse over his son's head. It was the fact that the word gay, that's what triggered a nerve. And this is what pissed me off so much is that the minute LGBT comes under attack, the minute white feminism come under attack, multiculturalism, all hell breaks loose. You have upset the white power infrastructure, because that's what they are. They are just the forefronts of white supremacy. That's why they don't go against it. That's why you never see them speak out against police brutality against black people. You never hear them talk about how they physically abuse, how the police physically abuse black women, how they jump them and punch the living daylights out of them, or how they be beating black men with nightclubs and pistol whipping us if they don't shoot us, that is. And what gets me fucking pissed off so much is that you got this motherfucker Don Lemon who one month is saying white supremacy is the biggest threat in America, and then the following month he's attacking Kevin Hart for saying, for speaking out against gays, and then at the same time telling Ellen, I can't pronounce her last name, that she's not qualified to speak for the LGBT community. Who the fuck is this guy? Like, one minute you listen, it's one thing to be black and practice homosexuality, because homosexuality is not a nationality. It's a race. No, I'm sorry. It's a behavior. It's a behavior. And you see, I learned a long time ago to separate the behavior from the individual. because they want to say, "Oh, gay is the new black," or when we know it's not, and then they want to create this stigma to the world that that is black culture when we all know, at least the conscious black with common sense, know it's not. We also know that being gay is the only way to play, which it's not. And what I have a big problem with is that they want to introduce that shit to they want to introduce that shit to elementary schools, and they want to teach, what is that, gay. They want to, because how is it that you want to teach our little kids the same? If you want to teach our kids some, you see, you will never teach our kids about the KKK and how they perpetuated lynchings, and you will never show us pictures of 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 um of lynched black men and women hanging and swinging from trees because they're not in the history books. But you will put a picture of a little boy waving a rainbow flag, kissing on a grown ass man in the mouth, and say, "Oh, it's normal." And you know what? It's our own fault because we are the ones that kept saying it's normal, it's normal, oh, it's okay. And the minute we said it was okay, it was easy for the head honchos in Washington to legalize it. And then you got and 9 times out of 10, these gays, whether you a lesbian or whether you a fucking faggot, you you 9 times out of 10, they've been sexual victimized of child molestation, and then they picked up the behavior, and then as they got older, they started saying over and over and over again that I was born this, that they were born that way. So they tell themselves, you know what? It's okay for me to keep saying I was born this way, so I don't have to confront the pain that triggered it. And child molestations is what triggered that pain. And they use that same pain. If they don't use that same pain to introduce it to children, verbally and educationally, they'll introduce that to them sexually, physically. And it's wrong. But then again, and then you got the Catholic Church, who has a history of pedophilia, and then they want to change it from pedophilia to pedosexual. And everybody wants to get on R. Kelly this, R. Kelly that. First of all, R. Kelly. Because if we gonna fuck with R. Kelly, why ain't we fucking with Joe Biden, who was the former VP of under Obama? How come we not confronting him? How come we're not trolling him for pedophilia? Yeah, he was a pedophile. He still is. Look up, I don't know, some case in '84. Like, you know how many fucking pedophiles we got in the state capitol? How many pedophiles we got in Washington, in the state governments, the federal government? How many pedophiles we got in the military? Pedophiles we got in the motherfucking, like, for real? Now, I'm not saying that it's okay for what R. Kelly did or what he is doing now. I'm not saying that. But if we're going to be holding him accountable, or we're going to be doing this and telling him that he's a monster, or he's this, or he a pedophile, how come we're not doing the same thing with the government because the government is filled with pedophiles. Donald Trump could be a pedophile for all we know. Donald Trump, Mike Pence, Paul Ryan, motherfucking secretaries of their respectable departments, defense, the state, agriculture, you name it. And with this gay shit, every and Don Lemon wants to be attacking and keep on attacking Kevin Hart, and Kevin Hart was like, "Oh, like I just want the conversation to end, to move on." And then Don Lemon's like, first of all, fuck that. Ellen, you're not qualified to speak for LGBT because you let him off too easy. Second, Kevin Hart, you want the conversation now because you've been called out, you want the conversation to end. But you see, why isn't it that Don Lemon, you motherfucker, how come is it that you don't force the issue with white power? Because when they systematically kill black people, how come you don't use that platform for when they systematically rape black women and black children? How come you don't use that platform to when they systematically kidnap black children, rip out their organs, and give it to white people who are in need of them? How come you don't use that platform to call out the motherfuckers who sold out? How come you don't use that platform to tell little black boys and girls to stop buying Air Jordans until Jordan starts speaking up for the black community? You want to talk about that Ellen's not qualified? Well, the same way you feel Ellen's not qualified to speak for LGBT, you're not qualified to speak for blacks. The black community, the heterosexual, masculine black. You talking about, oh, well, Don, you don't know what it's like to be a black lesbian or a white lesbian, or you know what it's like. Well, you know what, Don? You don't know what it's like to be a fucking black man. I'm talking about a real black man, the kind of black man where you gotta wake up every day and you gotta step out of the house into the world, knowing that any given moment that anybody could be fucking with you. Rather it's police, rather it's the feds, rather it's motherfucking your own people, rather it's these outsiders who come into our black communities. And another thing, 2019, I declare that black people all over this country, in their respected community, rather you live in Brownsville like me, rather you're from the Bed-Stuy, rather you're from East or West Harlem, the whole of Harlem, because Harlem is ours, and I don't know how y'all let these crackers fucking infiltrate Harlem. Rather you're from Crown Heights, rather you're from Flatbush, East Flatbush, regardless of where you're from, you know the neighborhoods that they say are bad neighborhoods because they're filled with blacks. Shit. And you want to know something? The same way that these crackers be calling the cops and they want to be questioning us for walking into white dominant neighborhoods, we need to be pressing the issue on them, on when they come through our neighborhoods and shit. Then you got this Don Lemon, like the fucking hypocrisy of this society, the hypocrisy of this world. And another thing, black people, we need to cut this double standard bullshit within the community. Because listen, I could deal with double standard between black and white people. the standard that they created, but meaning what they could do versus what we can do. But what I can't stand is that double standard in the community, because if you want to attack me, a black man, for stepping out of his race and breeding with white women or Chinese or Japanese, then I should be allowed to come to you, black woman. And this is why I say to black men, the same rules that apply to us, it applies to the black woman. And the problem is that we allow society, specifically the white society, the white power, to tell us we can't hold these black women accountable. We allowed them to tell us, oh, we can't hold them accountable. And why is it that we're the only race that got a why is it that we're the only race of people in this world, in this country for that matter, that gotta worry about keeping our black women in line? The white women, when they fuck up and the white man who sees that, he's gonna tell her, first of all, you're out of line and I'm putting you back in your place. If the Chinese woman get out of line, the Chinese man is going to say, you're out of line and I'm going to put you back in your place. The East Indian woman gets out of line. The East Indian man is going to say, you're out of line and I'm going to put you back in your place. But the minute black men sees that black women get out of line and we tell them, you're out of line and I'm going to put you back in your place, and you're going to know your place, oh, we become the aggressor, or we become women hater, or we become dangerous, terrifying to them. Fuck out of here with this double standard shit. This double standard shit is what's killing the world right now. That's what makes the world the way it is today. Because we allow these outsiders to tell us what to do and how to do it. As far as this shit about black men can't be trusted to lead the black community, or we're not the backbone, or we're not this, I'm sorry, black women, that goes both ways. Because the same way that, because there is enough blame for everybody. Now, I'm not saying black men, you got some black men who are cowards in the communities. Yes, we've seen them. I have seen them up close and personal. Hell, I see them every fucking day. Not just on the TV, but live in the flesh, in person. The same way that you got cowardly black women who want to make all these excuses, and then so quick to, and then the minute her heart gets broken, she want to say, oh, black men ain't shit, or black men can't be trusted to lead. You see, you black women is so quick to say black men, black men, black men. But you see, at least when black men fuck up, even when we slip one time and we don't even know that we slip up, we get held accountable. We get crucified. And you want to know something? If a black man fucks up and he gets crucified, let him be crucified by people within his community, not by the white devil, not by the white cracker. Because when these crackers commit crimes against us, they don't know. They want to get ahead of us and say no, like pump your brakes, like the same thing they did with Bill Cosby. But the minute they commit crimes and commit heinous acts against us, and we want to step up and say, I want his head, and then they're gonna get in the way, and then they going to, especially if the white man has committed, if you live in the South and he has committed heinous crimes against your community in a county where it's dominantly black, the Supreme Court is going to get in the way. Is going to get in the way. They want to They want to recuse the judge in that reside respectable county and move the case to a county where it's predominantly white. Did you ever notice that every time when they kill us in our community, they want to fucking kill. They want to get in the way, and they want to move the case to a county or a town and city that's predominantly white, just so that they could say not guilty. You know what? This 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 is this shit has got to come to an end, and it will come to an end. As far as freaking Don Lemon goes, how the fuck do you go from 1 month talking against white supremacy, and then the following month you attack Kevin Hart for a fucking tweet? The same energy that you people put into finding that tweet is the same energy that you should put into making America what it should be. Because these crackers want to be so quick to talk about how guys like Farrakhan and Khalid Muhammad, Dr. Khalid Muhammad of the new Black Panther, may he rest in peace. They want to talk about how they want to separate, how they care about separating or creating hate. First of all, these guys didn't create hate; they just calling it out. The hate was already here. The hate was already here before before Jim Crow, before all of this. The hate was here. Was what, 1619? Almost 400 years ago, the hate was already here. These guys, Farrakhan and Martin Luther King and Malcolm X, Khalid Muhammad and them, these guys didn't exist until the 20th century. This shit, this systematic racism and hate wasn't born and didn't exist until the 17th century. So how is it that they're the ones creating what they would say? I'm watching the Phil Donahue show one time where Farrakhan made his first appearance, and he had said, and some white woman in the audience, because he asked her, he's not telling black people to go and break the law, to fight the police, to kill the police, or do this. Well, I'm just saying we should pull all our resources. What is so abusive about abusing that power? And then she comes out her fucking white face saying, "Oh, I'm not saying, I'm not, you didn't direct outright say that you should kill Coleman, whatever he is." He was probably a black um reporter somehow who was twisting the words of Farrakhan. I'm not saying you should go out that you outright said that you go out and kill Coleman, but you use inflammatory words. You're creating an image. But you see, the television, white supremacy creates images every day about us. Because rule number 9 of the laws of white supremacy is propagandistic, meaning they control the flow of image. And these crackers, they want to be so quick to talk about the crack epidemic in the 80s, the crack epidemic 90s, and how black people are this and that. But you see, they will never tell you about white communities and their struggle with fucking opioids. And these motherfuckers will keep the cameras, keep them out of the spotlight. They will keep them out of the spotlight and put them in facilities and clinics for them to shoot up heroin and keep snorting coke and keep taking opioids, just to control the flow of information, the control the flow of white power. Meaning they won't tell you, they won't tell you that their people is shooting up heroin, but they will scoop them up out of their homes off the street just to throw them in facilities where they could keep on killing themselves just so that they could keep the spotlight on the black community and saying, oh, this one stole the soda, or he's been suspended 5 times during during the first during 5 of the 10 months that he's been in school, or she was caught with a bag of weed on school property, or she was caught smoking weed or outside of a courthouse, or this one was he physically abused his girlfriend 5 years ago. You got black men and women that has not, who's been murdered by the hands of the law, who has not seen justice for 3 to 4 years, but yet you guys gonna pick up a tweet that was said 10 years ago. And then you got other actresses like Tiffany Haddish, who's one day pleading with the white man to make her a star, and then coming into the new year, she's saying, I'll stop wearing fur when the police stop killing black folks. Like, I don't get these. I don't get these actors, actresses, celebrities, and these news anchors. I really don't. I can't take them serious. So that's why when people want to tell me about, Michael Jordan, or Tiffany, like what are they what are they doing? What the fuck are they doing for their communities, huh? What the fuck have they done for them to be the subject of discussion? Y'all make me fucking sick. And who's to say that this whole R. Kelly story, who's to say that this shit is not a distraction to keep us away from what's really going on? Everybody going about a government shutdown. Psst. Why should I give a damn about a government shutdown? Didn't Obama shut the government down in 2013? And motherfuckers was still going to work. Motherfuckers was still making their money. Maybe the federal government wasn't, but I was. Shit. The day when they create a shutdown to where people can't go to work, and I'm not talking about people in the federal government. I'm talking about people like me who goes to work 9 to 5, and we cannot work and make our money and feed our families. Then that's when you start to panic. But about no government shutdown. And yeah, Donald Trump doesn't give a shit because he's a billionaire. He gonna have he gonna be sitting on his money. But all I'm saying is that if there's a government shutdown, I shouldn't see no fucking taxes taken out my check, or anybody's check for that matter. Hell, you should start taking taxes from me if I'm not guaranteed the same equal protection under the law as crackers, as motherfucking chinks, as camel jockeys, and motherfucking all these other sand niggers and shit. Well, you know what? people, this is all I'm gonna give for now. You know, just until next time. Gotten the hang of this YouTube live. Leave me a comment what you think about this video. And see you again.